So there are
That's a good movie.
a lot of F-bombs in this movie, and I recommended it to a friend who was sensitive about that, and he told me he didn't like it because of all the F-bombs. Okay.
But it's real.
Yes, it's real. It's a real movie about a real pain. And the movie starts with, I keep wanting to call him Macaulay Culkin. What's his name?
Kieran.
Kieran McCulkin. His character is sitting in an airport in New York City waiting for his cousin. And the title of the movie comes up beside his head, A Real Pain. And it's a premonition of where the movie's going to go because Kieran McCulkin's character is a real pain in the arse.
It's a hard guy to deal with.
He's very, very difficult to deal with. He's always
Kind of gleaned that from the trailer.
yeah, saying inappropriate things, and yet he has a real sensitivity to the human reality. And his cousin, played by Jesse, what's his name? Eisenberg. They grew up very close when they were young, grew apart when they hit their teen years because of the different ways they coped with pain. And Jesse's character plays this kind of uptight but put together father, husband, goes to a 9-to-5 job, kind of keeps it all together. But underneath there's so much pain. Doesn't know how to deal with it.
One way, I just really quick,
Yeah.
he's put together but detached.
Yes.
Whereas
Yeah, he's kind of
Kieran,
he's the reverse. He's in touch with people's pain and totally not
But he's a mess.
put together.
put together. And so that's why they grew apart as teenagers. And what brings them back together is their grandmother has died. Their Polish grandmother. They're both Jewish.
Oh, so they're going to Poland.
And the Jewish grandmother has left them some money in her will for the two of them to go on a trip to Poland to see where she grew up and to tour the death camps.
Oh, wow.
Because this was their grandmother had escaped Poland and survived the death camps. And so they're looking, the title of the movie has this double, even a triple meaning, A Real Pain. It shows up right next to his face sitting in the New York airport because he's the real pain in the arse. But then throughout the movie you get to see why he's such a pain in the arse, because of the pain he's dealing with. He doesn't know how to deal with his pain, and it comes out in these awkward ways, but insightful ways, and he understands other people's pain. And he's the only one on the bus who, after they've gone through one of these death camps, everyone else is just sitting there kind of a little blurry-eyed and stunned, and he's bent over just sobbing.
Yeah.
And
Also, the graveyard scene was huge.
yes, the graveyard scene is very important, where they have this tour guide who's taking them through Poland, and he's kind of matter of fact and talking about the history and the statistics and
Good
this
tour
and that.
guide.
Good tour
He's
guide.
talking about
Doing his
everything
job.
going on.
But Kieran's character says at one point, like, you know, we're taking a tour of Poland and we haven't met any real Polish people. And can you just, you know, maybe not so much of the facts, but can you get us more into what we're doing here? And he calls them not in a smooth or polite way, but in a very in-your-face, kind of very awkward. And everybody on the tour is like, oh, this is a very, very awkward moment. But then later in the movie, this little spoiler alert, the tour guide says how meaningful that was to him, because he's always asking his tours for constructive criticism, but nobody really says anything helpful. And he couldn't sleep because he was so struck by what he had said. And
Wow.
But also at the cemetery, Kieran just wants him to be quiet.
he wants silence. He wants to rest in the
Oh, yeah.
There were all these
Feel it.
old
Feel
graves
yeah.
from, you know,
Right.
like the first graveyard of the, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
can
anyway,
you cut the statistics and the history? Let's just be here and be in it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his whole mojo. He wants to feel.
Love that.
And then the movie wraps around. They do this tour of Poland. They go see their grandmother's house. They're facing their differences as cousins and the different ways they've dealt with pain. And there's some real confrontation between them. And they both let their guard down. And they get very emotionally naked with each other, which is very rare, but the way it's acted, the way it's written is very human and very well done. And then at the end of the movie, it wraps around and he's back in the same airport, and the movie ends with the same title next to his head, A Real Pain. But it's shifted meaning now.
Wow.
Right? So the meaning is now we have seen his pain. And what I love about this movie is it's honest art. It's looking at the real sufferings of real human beings in tragic circumstances.
Yeah.
And it gives us, Mike heard me say this years ago in a talk, and he even wrote it into one of his songs, a lyric in one of his songs now, that behind the eyes of everyone you meet is a story that if you knew it would make you weep. And that movie is that. That movie gives you a look behind
That's awesome.
the eyes of these cousins and a look into real suffering. And we need others who are willing to look honest at suffering to kind of prime our own pumps to be willing to look at our own sufferings. And that can make us really uncomfortable when people are looking at their
It's
sufferings.
work.
Hey, feel free to skip this ad if you want, but I just wanted to let you know that besides this podcast, we also independently have events that we do around the world. If you're interested in knowing how you can come out and see us and be part of what we're doing, the details are down below. Check it out, and we hope to see you out on the road soon.
It's refreshing that, I don't know, what are they, probably in their late 30s, 40s maybe, as filmmakers, as a filmmaker,
Yeah,
Jerry Eisenberg,
yeah.
writing and directing it, that generation's like, we got to go here.
Yeah.
We got to open up this hot mess and just try to understand it, feel it.
It's real work, but just that the work that it requires explains the character, why he is the way he is.
Yes. Juan, can you look up the scene from A Real Pain? Just type in restaurant scene. This is a pivotal scene in the movie where the pain in the butt cousin goes to the bathroom, and so there's a moment for the one cousin to address with everybody else who's on this tour, who's feeling all the tension and uncomfortableness of the way this guy behaves. Yeah, here we go.
And when he hits the table and
The spoon flies.
that had to be like by accident, because that is so.
It's so
how
good.
do you do that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
check
good.
this out.
I got to pee. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll get that. Don't worry. PB time.
Sorry about him.
No.
What a troubled young man.
He wants to be good. You can see the spark. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Forgive me if I don't see this magical spark.
Mark, stop it. He's tormented for whatever reasons.
He's funny and he's charming under all the mishigas.
I feel bad for him.
Has he always been like this?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been like up and down, you know, like he's sensitive and he like sees people so clearly, you know, but then you say the wrong thing and like something switches. Maybe it's not appropriate to talk about him.
No, what's not appropriate? You obviously got something going on between you and, well, he's clearly in pain.
Yeah, but isn't everyone in pain in some way? I mean, look at what happened to our families. Look at where we came from. I mean, who isn't rocked?
Well, you seem okay.
I'm not, though. I'm not. I just like take a pill for my OCD, you know, and I jog and I meditate and I go to work in the morning and I like come home at the end of the day and I like move forward, you know, because I know that my pain is unexceptional, so I don't feel the need to like, I don't know, burden everybody with it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't want to burn.
God, I'm sorry.
It's all right, David.
I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I am just like, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just like so exhausted by him sometimes, you know? Like I love him and I hate him and I want to kill him and I want to be him, you know? And I feel like so stupid around him, you know, because he is so cool and he just does not give a And then just like being here with him is just so baffling to me. You know, it's just baffling because it's like, how did this guy come from the survivors of this place, you know? I mean, that your uncle had to sell like used furniture to rich or like couldn't get into medical school, and that you survived like the worst thing to happen on this planet in the last 30 years, and that our grandma survived by 1,000 miracles when the entire world was trying to kill her, you know? And
Go back
I
one.
look at him,
There you go.
and I just like want to ask him. I just want to ask him, and I just can't. Like, how did the product of 1,000 miracles overdose on a bottle of sleeping pills?
What? Like, what did he say?
Yeah, he tried to. Yeah, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said anything.
It's okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. That's very distressing.
When did this happen?
Like six months ago, my Aunt Leia, Benji's mom, found him on the couch. And I know he is so funny and so charming, and you are all gonna walk away with this picture of this amazing man, which he totally is in so many ways. But when I picture him, it is passed out on a ratty basement couch while I am in New York City with my beautiful wife and adorable child, and it just kills me. Sorry, I'm oversharing. Oh, they're back again.
Okay, they're back again. He's referring to the musicians who have taken a pause at the dinner musicians.
Yeah.
And the music's playing, and it's beautiful. And then they look, and it's actually him.
Benji. It's
Benji's
Benji
piano.
playing the piano.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
What a mystery.
Yeah.
What an enigma
To
of a
love,
person.
to love him is to love all of them.
All that, yeah. And to recognize the beauty in the midst of all of that pain and him being a real pain. And it reminds me of, there's this, you might know it, Bill, better than I, a famous saying of Plato, like, be patient with everyone.
It's Philo. Philo. Be patient with everyone. No,
We're all involved in a
everyone
real
you
battle.
meet is fighting a terrible battle.
Yeah.
Everyone you meet is fighting a terrible battle, so be patient.
Yeah, this movie is that.
He's fighting a
It's
terrible battle, yeah.
giving, for those who go on the journey that this movie invites you into, it's an invitation to be patient with everyone, especially those who are the biggest pain in the arse, who get under your skin, because everyone is fighting a really
Terrible battle.
hard battle.
This is okay. I have a thought on this, but part of it, it's interesting because even their F-bombs are flying all over the place. I know some people in my family who would forget it. Then I'm not going to.
Yeah, can't watch it. Yeah,
But I don't. Nobody wants. I don't want to hear F-bombs constantly. But that's almost part of it.
yeah,
Is
Yeah.
that, like you said, in response to that, it's real. Like there are people who are in this.
Yeah.
And that is a way of just, I'm in pain.
yes,
And I'm
That's
just
how
going to drop this because
that-
I'm in so much pain.
Character in real life would talk like that. That's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
at times. When I'm really there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm never there except a few times, and that's how I am. So in order to, I was talking about this last night, the other night when we were doing the song night. I played a Bob Dylan song. I said, what I love about Dylan is he doesn't just write the lyrics on the page and put it to a good melody. He sings the phrasing a certain way.
Yeah.
He uses even though people think he's got it, he changes his voice to match the narrative so that the materials come together to become the real thing. And sometimes that's how that guy would be in that situation of despair.
Well, my thought is that this is the work of a life. This is everybody's work.
Yeah.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes. And part of that means that you stay in the orbit and work through it. And the greatest fear, I think, for this generation is like, I'd rather talk to a chatbot. Conversations are hard. I'm just going to talk to Siri or Gemini or Grok or whatever it is now, because these are the words coming out from different sociologists who are studying it. Like it's too much work I'll just talk to a chatbot and get my answers, and even my empathy